This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
RVD, while I was gone, I watched you. I watched you give advice to members of the Alliance. You tried to take them under your wing like Stone Cold Steve Austin did. You tried to be a leader. RVD! 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 The Stone Cold Steve Austin is back.
Stone Cold Steve Austin has regained the WWF title.
I'm back to take these men and women under my wing. I got a piece of advice for you, RVD. I want you to keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. You got a lot of future. You got a lot of potential.
Mick Foley's back on SmackDown!
See, it turns out that Linda McMahon thought that I would make a pretty good choice as your new WWF commissioner. Well, I'll tell you what. The fact is that I like to give the fans the best damn main events that I possibly can. What I'm talking about in No Mercy is a triple threat. Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, and RVD. So I guess RVD, it's all up to you. What's it going to be, boy? Yes or no?
Far be it from me to ignore the advice of our leader, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know when you're talking about me, you do not want me to pass up this opportunity. I'm in.
RVD, you are either with me or you are against me.
Both men are down. Austin and Angle are in. Hey, wait a minute. There's Rob Van Dam. Van Dam going up. Who's he going after? What? It wasn't Austin RVD hit. It was Kurt Angle.
Rob Van Dam has won this match for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We're here to celebrate. When he hit Kurt Angle with the 5-star frog splash, way out there, he proved to Stone Cold Steve Austin without a shadow of a doubt. He's on my side. And when that man walks through that door, we're gonna celebrate for that little bastard right here tonight.
I enjoyed meeting with you, dude. I felt it was surprisingly well. Hey, you're all right.
Who's in the limo?
Kurt Angle, triple threat, you and me. Wow! WWF title stays right with us. Man, I'm so proud of you. You mean the world to me.
That limo that RVD was in is still here.
Oh my God! Not him! Not him!
RVD, you are either with me or you are against me.
He's setting him up. The ankle lock is in. The ankle lock is in. He's going to break Van Dam's ankle. It's Austin. Stone Cold attacking Kurt Angle. The paranoid WWF champion. Stunner on Kurt Angle. Wait a minute. Stone Cold tossing RVD out of the ring.
It is on now! Van Dam goes from the ring!
Angle countered. Angle slammed to Austin. Angle slam.
Austin down! Angle down!
But Rob Van Dam is going up.
Who's he gonna hit?
Ow! He hit Austin. Rob Van Dam. Frog splashed Austin. Hey, it's Mr. McMahon.
What did Vince McMahon say to RVD in that limo?
What role is Mr. McMahon going to play Sunday at No Mercy?
Place to Be Nation. Welcome back to another episode of Nation Invasion. I am your host / captain of this Nation Invasion voyage, as I like to call it, James Gruenberg. And tonight we have hit another pay-per-view. It is No Mercy 2001, live from St. Louis, Missouri tonight. And boy, is it a show to remember. On my last episode of Raw and SmackDown, Vince McMahon returned to the WWF, and he was giving up the thumbs to Rob Van Dam as SmackDown went off the air to get to No Mercy 2001, as also Rob Van Dam gave both a 5-star frog splash to Kurt Angle and Stone Cold Steve Austin before going into this pay-per-view. So Looks like all eyes are on Rob Van Dam, and whose side is he on? But before we get into all of this, I would like to first introduce. He is new to the show. He is a new guest on my show here. He is the godfather of the Place to Be Nation and the North-South connection. That is Mr. Justin Rozzero. JT, how are you doing tonight?
Have you ever been on this show? I feel like I've been on.
You have not.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, it's good to be here, Great. Thanks for asking me. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of one of my favorite years, featuring three of my favorite all-time wrestlers. So definitely excited to talk about it.
Yeah, and I know you've had some. Like not issues, but like arguments about this pay-per-view, and I was like, I really wanted to do this one with you. And not only do I have you on the guest list here tonight, but I also have with me a returning guest, Mr. Marcus Fuller. Marcus, how are you doing tonight?
Gruney, JT, thanks for having me. Always good talking ball with you guys. Man, this is an awesome show. I'm looking forward to rewatching it. Echo what JT said, like Angle, Austin, RVD, three of my all-time favorites as well. And man, looking forward to rewatching what they do in the triple threat match. And yeah, this just brings up a lot of good times, a lot of nostalgia for me, and looking forward to reliving it with you guys.
Yep. So, gentlemen, on my mark, I will say 3, 2, 1, and then we will hit play. All right.
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, play. Start off with the infamous scratch logo here. Now, JT, did you watch this on pay-per-view live?
So this would have been senior year of college, and we had the illegal black box in our dorm room that year. So I don't remember if I watched it live or like replay or what it would have been, but it definitely would have been like within that night. I think maybe live.
Okay, so you were actively watching WWF at the time, because I know that you've taken breaks as if you go back to behind the podcast and JT's mailbag, you said that you've taken breaks from time to time, but it seems like you were fully active into watching wrestling here.
Yeah, very much so. My senior year of college, we were all in. I had three roommates that were big time fans. So we were watching Raw every week. We were watching the pay-per-views in the box. Had a big WrestleMania party on St. Patrick's Day. That was a lot of fun. We'd be wrestling like idiots in the dorm. So it was definitely, it was accepted at the time. Still, it was kind of the tail end of the Attitude Era, but a lot of people still watched it. Yeah, just very much all in watching all the programming, watching all the pay-per-views with group of friends. So definitely one of the times I was probably most engaged, like in a group of with a group of friends also watching at the same time.
Yeah, here we have Saliva's Click Click Boom going here, as that was the opening. That was the band for No Mercy 2001. WWF was heavily into the bands here tonight, as we would see, like, Survive as Drowning Pool, Saliva, Puddle of Mud. Yeah, basically Drowning Pool and Puddle of Mud. A lot of the punk rock bands here.
Yeah, I think this is, and Marcus, I think we talked about this on WWE War when we talked about this show, but to me, this is one of the more iconic WWE pay-per-view themes. Like,
Absolutely.
I think there's probably a dozen or so that when you think of the show, the song is like associated in your mind, like WrestleMania 17 in my way, right? Like there's certain one, WrestleMania 41 and Fiend, I guess. But there's certain ones that really jump out. And this to me is one that anyone asks me at any time, what do you think of No Mercy 01? Click, Click, Boom is like one of the first things in my mind.
I feel that same way when it comes to Puddle of Mud Control. It's like, that's the Survivor Series 01 team. Here we have the Hardy Boys. They're the WCW Tag Team Champions. They beat Booker T and Test on Monday Night Raw with help from Lita, as they are the WCW Tag Team Champions.
I hated all this shit. Like this, I like the Invasion era. I think it's great TV and great pay-per-views. But it was out of control by this point down the tail stretch here with all the titles bouncing around constantly, belts everywhere. This the constant WCW versus WWF. Everyone's a face, everyone's a heel in the alliance. Like, it did get very confusing. I think they were carried quite a bit by the in-ring, which I think is great the entire time. So I think they kind of got lucky that it happened in their history to kind of go with this, where they didn't have to necessarily put a lot of work in. But I do think you can start to see the cracks in the kingdom at this time. Like, I think post WCW closing, post WrestleMania 17, you start to see them getting a little stale with stuff. You start to see the ratings dipping a little bit, arena slowing up a little bit. And there were some warning signs throughout the fall here going into early 02. I think they ignored them. And then before you know it, suddenly they're bereft of stars in 03, and most of their audience is eroded.
Yeah, so here we have the Hurricane and Lance Storm here. Lance Storm coming from ECW and WCW, as well as the Hurricane. Mighty Molly is in tow with them. She joined the alliance as Hurricane sidekick, dumping Spike Dudley. Yeah, you're right, JT. A lot of flip-flopping of titles, and you're going to see that actually more on Monday Night Raw. Raw tomorrow, too. You have Ivory, who joined the Alliance back in August around SummerSlam time here as well. She's been accompanying Lance Storm, as Mighty Molly has been accompanying the Hurricane. But, yes, a lot of title flip-flopping here.
And what got me at the time, and I was, early teenager watching this, I could already tell, like, they're just kind of putting the WCW titles on either the WCW guys that they like and plan on using forward, or just kind of strapping up the other WWF guys who, are without a title. That was kind of the telltale sign for me that, like, all right, this thing's kind of getting off the rails and wasn't everything that we would hope it would be.
Here we see Jeff Hardy with his signature blue hair at the time. It's fully blue. It's not like it's purple. Nice hip toss by Jeff. I feel like these were the Hardy Boys' main outfits for their time in 2001 into early 2002.
Yeah, man, I used to look like crazy for the Hardy Boys cargo pants. I had quite a few pairs of black cargo pants, but definitely didn't look as cool as the Hardy Boys.
So last episode, the Hurricane and Lance Storm, they weren't even feuding with the Hardy Boys here. They were feuding with the APA. I don't know why the APA is not taking on Lance Storm, the Hurricane here, because Scott Shiflett pointed it out too. It's like you go from the APA and now they're just the Hardy Boys. Plus, this match was just announced, not really like built up to anything here. It's not like they were even feuding. They were feuding a little bit, but it was like in mostly singles action, not really tag team action here as well.
Yeah, I think like Marcus said, they were just trying to feature the guys that they really wanted to stick around and be something once. I mean, at this point, they know the invasion's ending it. Sorry, Siri. So I think they are trying to probably establish a little bit. Like, they liked Hurricane quite a bit once he kind of fell backwards into that gimmick. Here they're really starting to amp up the gimmick aspects of it, right? With, he's kind of becoming the full superhero. And then Storm, they obviously like, right? Because he does a bunch into O2. So I do think that's why they're featuring them here, is that and Storm they liked right away. I mean, he's a guy that eventually kind of tapers off, but he gets a decent push. And so I think him and Hurricane were two characters or two wrestlers that they liked. So
I mean, they gave Storm the Intercontinental title, so that's how much trust he had in them. I always liked Jeff Hardy's jawbreaker. Here we go, a nice crossbody by the Hurricane. He could always land the cross body good. No mishaps with the Hurricane here.
No, and it's funny like how that started, because what was it? The Austin made fun of the tattoo or whatever. Wasn't that like how it all began? Like, 'cause he had the character, the superhero tattoo on him, and
he had
Austin
the Green
made
Lantern
shirt on or something, right? Austin made a comment, and off we went.
Yeah, it was finally they given him like that superhero theme instead of like the hip hop theme. They finally got away from the Gregory Helms theme. They finally went full the Hurricane theme song.
I think it was
here
the 3-count theme that they used, wasn't it, Marcus? The down. I think it was.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was the 3-count theme.
Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, actually, they sing their own song, right? So maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But
yeah, it's like
a rip off that at some point in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how many things came out of these random Austin promos during this time. Like, what, right? The Hurricane, Taz turning kind of came out of him, like berating him. The Milkamania stuff, or like at least like the hugging Vince, and like it's just there's so many random one-liners and shit that he throws out there that kind of end up leading to things, whether they were planned or not.
Yeah, just a whole lot of nonsense from those promos here, and as we see now, like the full Hurricane characters here as well, and Jeff Hardy has blue hair, and then we see Molly giving a little slap to Jeff here as well.
Yeah, this is a big year for the Hardys, right? I mean, because Jeff, they had the feud with Austin earlier in the year where Austin and Triple H kicked the shit out of them with the chairs.
Right.
Jeff had the series with RVD. Matt had the European title in there, right, at some point. So
yeah, he lost it to Hurricane. Yeah. That's really because Eddie Guerrero got fired.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I guess I want to run something by you guys, because we know in 2001, earlier in the year, they're really trying to get ahead of the youth movement and push like Jericho and Benoit and Angle a little bit more. But Benoit ends up having the neck surgery. Triple H gets injured. Are you guys surprised that maybe they didn't run with like the Hardy Boys a little bit more and see what they have there, especially since they were in-house and not WCW guys?
I feel like they tried a bit with the RVD feud, but they realized kind of RVD was maybe a little ahead of him.
Yeah, that's super popular. Yeah.
And then I do think they try when they split them. I think that was the goal, but the match just sucked, and they just, for whatever reason, didn't click. And then they put them right back together. They kind of panicked. It almost felt a lot like the Heart Foundation starts and stops. Remember, like in
that's a good point.
88, 89, 90, like they kept trying and then kind of going back, and then finally pulled the Band-Aid off. And it kind of felt like the same thing with them a little bit.
Yeah, like what I like Edge and Christian's feud better than the Hardy Boys breaking up. Oh, that signature leg drop dive by Matt there. 1, 2, and a kick out.
Well, that's a good point too, Gruney. Like they were when they tried the Hardy one, they were just coming off Edge and Christian. So it kind of felt like all these dominant teams that we just kind of fell back with. They split both of them up the same way. So it almost like felt like the Hardys got put in a tough spot since we just saw that exact storyline with Edge and Christian.
Yeah, they shoved it right down, and it was like, nope, it's not going to work. Are you guys surprised that Justin Credible is not with Lance Storm as the Impact players here? I mean, I know they were trying the Hurricane here, but you had Justin Credible. But again, the Impact players are not a Vince McMahon idea.
Yeah, and I think he just probably saw him as fucking Aldo Montoya still. He probably
was getting involved, and she pays for it.
I mean, they do use them in X Factor later, I guess, but I think that's probably more of a favor to the Click, right? That probably pushed for it.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I would have to think too.
That's over. X Factor's over. Justin Credible's basically on his own.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was before this. Yeah. So.
Yep. And
I think they gave him that. That was about it, is my guess. So.
Twist of fate here. And here comes Jeff Hardy, as Paul Heyman says, where is the tag? There was no tag. And Swanton Bomb. And we have the 1, 2, 3, and the Hardy Boys are still the WCW Tag Team Champions. For this matchup, I would give it 2 1/4.
Yeah, I'd probably go a little higher than that. Maybe 2 3/4, 3-ish in there. I think it was pretty good. The pace was good. It was definitely, the crowd's into everything in this stretch. I mean, like, I feel like 01 kind of gets a little bit of a bad rap post-Mania. But I mean, I just think there's so much good stuff, and the crowds are so good at every show. Like, just even if the storylines are faltering, kind of like here down the home stretch where Regal turns and all that, stupid shit they did after Unforgiven. But like, just everything hit. So like, yeah, I think that's a really, that opener would like play today, I think.
Definitely.
Here we have Rob Van Dam. He's arriving. As you said, the Alliance commissioners. William Regal Foley is the WWF commissioner, who we do not see on this. We do not see on this pay-per-view? But again, Vince McMahon's here, so there's no need for Mick Foley.
Yeah, because when does he get fired? Around Superstar? Superstar. Survivor, right after Survivor Series? Is that when or right before?
Yeah, he walks, yeah. But like for the month of October, early November, Mick Foley is active commissioner. But the only thing he really did was make this main event, and that's it. Except for like when he comes back before the Survivor Series on the Raw, where he makes all those title unification matches.
Right. Yeah.
Here we have the limo pulling up, and it's Mr. McMahon. So I want to say this is when he had knee surgery, and he's coming off of that because he was supposed to be at the Survivor Series. He was supposed to be in the Survivor Series, but I don't think his knee healed up enough. So when he left for the whole Linda thing, it was because he had to have knee surgery.
Oh, I learned something. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea either. I mean, it ended up working out that he's not in that.
Right.
Match.
Yeah. Again, Michael Cole here with the frosted blonde tips.
Gruney, has it already happened where he calls Billy Gunn and Big Show double trouble crap on a stick?
Yes. Yeah, we're way past that, too. Big Show's like he's down the card all the way, as he said, he never got forgiven for coming back from the fat farm, as you said.
Yeah, he is really like, it's crazy because Vince hyped him up so much in '99 when they signed him, and we know how to do monsters, and we're gonna make him a special attraction, and then within 2 years he's calling him shit on a stick. He's in like some garbage tag team.
Here we have Test, and he's in more garbage tag teams here as well, as we'll see tonight, him and Tajiri versus the Dudley Boys for the WWF titles. But here you have Test versus Kane. I've always said it, I don't know if you guys have listened, but I've said it a couple of times that I always thought that Mike Awesome should have this spot instead of Test. You want a big enforcer? You have Mike Awesome.
Yeah, was he gone or is he still there?
No, he's still there.
That's crazy. Does he do anything? I don't remember him being around after like the invasion or whatever.
He fought Spike Dudley a couple of times, and that was it. And he got his butt kicked by the Big Show. So here we have Kane.
I mean, Marcus and I are big Test guys, so like it's hard to say, but they loved him too. I mean, he was always going to be getting the push, especially here. He's still pretty newish.
Test should be in the Triple H spot.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Mike Awesome should be in the Test spot, and Triple H should probably be somewhere in the middle, being a good hand.
So this is stemming from the Undertaker and Kane. They cost Test and Booker T the WCW Tag Team titles versus the Hardy Boys. But again, Chronic helped Test and Booker T win it from them too, or one of the titles. Yeah, it's like all a mishmash of which titles were which here. But then Undertaker, Booker T challenged the Undertaker, so Test was like, well, I'm going to challenge Kane. And here we have Shady Nick Patrick here as well.
I always liked those polo shirts.
Yeah, they're pretty sick.
I wish they sold them. That would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, a nice power slam by Test here.
I mean, we're kind of in Kane's like best stretch too. Like he's really good toward the end here. Like earlier in the year with the Undertaker stuff, there's a lot of bad in there. But this is now where he starts to kind of get going, and then into the injury, and that kind of, and then he kind of comes back jacked, and that's when he gets his big push. But
yeah, he's still recovering from that elbow injury. He had the cast on always. Like it was like a bad, like infected elbow.
Yeah, that was a bump right there.
Oh, Tess gets thrown out. Tess is bleeding from the mouth as well. Military press slam.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there you see Nick Patrick's like trying to wave him off.
This is like the invasion time is what I is like AEW is like that on steroids to me. Like it's hard to keep track of everything they got going on, titles and factions and everything else. It's similar here.
Well, now Nick Patrick does not call for the bell, even though Tess literally hit the bell right in front of the referee. Patrick always playing shade to Kane. He had a feud going with Kane, a little bit with Chris Jericho here as well. It's like the old NWO referee here with Nick Patrick as well. Speaking of the NWO, I think it was around this time that the first talks of bringing Hall, Hogan, and Nash were coming into effect here as well.
Well, I think they knew, like, you know, what they had kind of wasn't working. They had burned through so much stuff so fast that they kind of were like, all right, we need some names. I mean, it's not far after this, right? It's them, then it's Bischoff, and then eventually Goldberg. Like they really panicked. I mean, I think it all comes down to, like, I get that they wanted to, like, kind of, you know, when you look back at it, right, what they really wanted to do was kill WCW as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And as part of that, they burned through some bankable stuff that they could have had. They could have had some interesting, long developed storylines that if they waited long enough, brought in a Flair, brought in a Bischoff or the NWO when it was hot still. You know what I mean? Like, instead, they end up burning through so much that just to get it done and move on, which just seemed crazy to me, but it's just where Vince's head was at the time.
Yeah, you basically got the power plan with Booker T and DDP here. Oh, a nice leaping elbow by Test. Then when Stone Cold turned, it was like, okay, here we go. And now it's the Stone Cold show, but Rob Van Dam is still RVD. The most popular Alliance member is Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, it just shows you how, and again, Marcus, I know we talked about this on War, like just how short-sighted they were and how reluctant they were to pull the trigger. And I don't know if they were building to Austin Rock again or what their plan was, because it wasn't Hogan quite yet. No. I don't know how you look at RVD here and not just have him penciled in for WrestleMania. It's crazy to me.
Right. And I know over on War, we're in 2013, which is a red hot year in ring, but some of the decisions as to who they go with and the plan, they have the blessing and the curse that they can kind of do whatever they want despite the fans. And I think that starts here. We talked about on War when we did the 01-02 season, kind of starts here with RVD.
Mm-hmm.
He's such an obvious home run, but they're going to do what they want to do. They know they got Triple H coming back. They've still got Austin, still got Rock. They're trying to make Jericho happen. And yeah, they just blow it.
Which to me shows even more why they could have sustained like more of a show, like a second show or whatever they wanted to do, and split it off. Like I know they ended up doing the brand split because of that exact reason, but man, like they had the
big boot.
They had the talent to do it. When you just named all those guys that they're trying to get over, Marcus, right? And I know they tried, right? Like the word is they tried to make a WCW show, but USA, whoever didn't want it, because it was a dead brand. But like there was a lot of potential to do a brand split here instead of waiting to April, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it was also the Bagwell Booker T match put the kibosh on those plans too. So they went with this alliance plan here as well.
Yeah, I just think it's an era that ends up with a lot of good stuff that could have been like great all-time stuff if they just like used a little bit more foresight when you look at who's there, what they had, what it could have been, and instead of Vince just wanted to piss on the grave. Because like you even look at like, it's crazy to say, but WWE modern today presents like TNA better than they did WCW during the invasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's fucking TNA in year whatever 23. Tossing it around with NXT. Like I think they present that stronger than WCW was. I mean, and I get there's a lot more bad blood and all that, but still, like you won, you beat them. Like make it count. Like what are you doing?
Ryan Everett is here. We are at the 23-minute mark, Ryan. So it's Test versus Kane.
Yeah, weigh in, Ryan, with your thoughts here. Gruney will read them.
Yep, yeah. Yeah, so here we have, looks like Test is going for the big boot. He misses, and we get a choke slam. Test is gushing from the mouth here. He must have caught something big.
Yeah, it seemed like that fall to the floor is really where it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a 12-foot press drop to the floor probably did it.
1, 2, and another kick out here, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good little house match. I actually think it's a little underrated historically.
Yeah, I've got our old war scores pulled up. We went, let me find it here for that opener over on War. We went 3. I think you went 3. I think I went 2.5 or 2 3/4.
Okay. Wow, I went heavier on you on this Haas War.
No, not the Haas War. No,
the
not
Hardy
the Haas
Boys
War.
match.
Oh, that was the opener. How about this one?
We both went 3 on the opener when we did this for War. And yeah, we're high on this.
Look at this. Kane could definitely fly here. Oh, he misses it though. I always love that spot, the flying clothesline spot by Kane. And now Test is going for the pump handle slam. And he gets it this time. And 1, 2, throw another kick out by Kane.
Man, these guys are getting after it.
Yeah, they gave this match a lot of time.
Yeah, they let it cook.
A lot of time. These guys are moving. You might think Test and Kane, and maybe expect like Rick Rude versus Jake Roberts or something from WrestleMania 4. But nah, these guys are moving.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. And now Test is going to go to the outside here. Some shenanigans. He's going to grab a chair. So at this point, though, it did seem like the invasion angle was like dying, and it was going to die here as well. Oh, look at that drop kick by Kane.
I think this is where he turns it up. Like, cause like I think he was saddled with Taker through a lot of the invasion, and like he seems like here is when he starts to kind of turn up the gas a bit, because his match of Mania with Angle is great. And he's got some really good stuff in 02. He had the really good Rumble run earlier in the year, but it seemed like the Taker stuff just bogged him down. Even the chain match with Triple H in May.
Whoa. Yeah, big boot. Yeah, and then you got the Chronic match. 1, 2, 3, it's over, and Test is your winner here.
Big win for Test.
For this matchup, I'm going to go 2 3/4.
Yeah, what do we go for on War, Marcus?
You went with 3 3.25. I went 3.5.
I hold up on that. I think it was really good.
Yeah, this is my speed right here.
Test here getting a win for the Alliance, as the Lance Storm of the Hurricane could not get a win here. Kane sits up. He sees Nick Patrick. Oh, man, Nick can really sell it. Oh, and here comes the first choke slam. Paul Heyman's like, Nick Patrick is getting assaulted. I love Jim Ross and Paul Heyman here, especially when they were getting heavily into the Kurt Angle Stone Cold Unforgiven match by just yelling back and forth with each other. A second choke slam. This invasion angle could not have worked with Jerry the King Lawler on commentary.
No.
Oh, he's coming back for another. It's either a choke slam or it's something else. And he's going to give him the old power bomb here.
He's kicking the shit out of Patrick. But this isn't even it. Like, this feels like a write-off for Patrick in ways, but isn't he fighting a Survivor? Or was that Invasion? When does he have the match?
That was Invasion.
All right, so he is kind of done here then, right? Until after the...
No, he gets involved at Survivor Series too. He's got a little time left here. So Kane over there making heavy work of Nick Patrick. Short work. But Patrick needs to learn not to get involved with WWF superstars. So there we see the replay here, the low blow. And the big boot.
Yeah, I mean, you look at these couple, few months or tests, you kind of think, all right, he's figured it out and kind of on the rise. Like, the team with Booker was pretty good. The match with Taker at SummerSlam, right? Was that Unforgiven? When does he fight Taker? Is it SummerSlam?
He does not fight Taker now.
They fight SummerSlam 02.
Oh, that's 02, right? Okay. So he's got the tag stuff with Booker. He's got this match. Then he wins the Immunity Battle Royal, gets that big pop with the leg slap, and maybe he was up and running, you know?
Yeah, here we have Deborah and Coach here trying to get a word with Stone Cold. He's like, Deborah, you tell him that Angle's going to be a sorry son of a bitch.
Gruney, I think Everett wants in. You want to add him in? Let him chat with us?
Sure. Let's do it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I got you. Got you, buddy. Oh, shoot. We're, uh-oh.
As Gruney figures this out here. Yeah, this is some of my favorite. Again, Austin is just amazing.
Sorry,
even Coach can't keep a straight face during this.
Yep.
Coach cracking up as Austin's telling Deborah what to say to him. Tell him, he's yelling it loud enough, so of course we can hear him, right? But he's Coach just keeps breaking.
Yeah, he's like smiling. He's like, "Oh yeah, I really want to laugh this up."
He's dying. He is fighting hard. He would have just arrived too, right? Wasn't he fairly new, Coach here?
He's a year in.
Yes.
Oh, was it 2000 he came in?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. He came in right around the time WWF New York had opened up for WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, wow. That long, huh? I guess so.
Here we go. A little trouble in Hardy Town here as Stacy Keibler is showing that her lingerie here as Lita comes out. It's a big Aquafina bottle. Lita with the red hair and the Team Extreme green here.
All-time look.
Mm-hmm. And we have our lingerie match here. Stacy versus Tori Wilson. And Aaron George, if you go back to the year that was 2001, he said basically all the divas here in 2001 were the low points of 2001 because, again, the diva division was dead at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's over, but it's purely eye candy. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they took WCW's, this is kind of what they were doing during that time, a lot of, and just kind of rolled it in here because they suddenly found themselves with these two smoke shows. Like, okay, let's just roll with that. And then, but we're not far from the division kind of reigniting because Trish, they bring the title back at Survivor Series. They bring Jazz in. And 02 features some pretty good stuff. So this is kind of the final quiet days of the division.
Yeah.
When we think about talent that came over during the invasion, I think Stacy and Tori often get left out as far as people who ended up getting really over and having a really good run in the company. It's probably them and Booker and RVD and Sugar Shane, Hurricane.
Yep. Well, according to Bruce Pritchard, Tori Wilson was not did not have a working contract with WCW towards the end. Hers must have ran out in like January of 01 or like in December of 2000 because she's not there for the last three months.
Okay.
Stacy was there because she was with Sean Stasiak at the end where they had the tattoo match on the last Nitro.
Right, yeah, she's there
The
right there.
Bam. Powerbomb by Bubba to Tori Wilson. Bubba putting Divas through tables again. He hasn't done that in a while.
Stacy with the Dudleys.
He put Molly through. Yeah, he put Molly through the table.
That may be peak Stacy, her with the Dudleys, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So here we go. We have this lingerie match here.
I mean, besides the setup of it was just a good fit. Like her with them just felt rogue. I don't know. It felt like a real natural fit. She's had good chemistry.
Yeah. I told Ryan to join again because his name wasn't on the guest or like invite list. My bad. Whatever. Sorry about that. I'm new to this. Got to apologize.
He'll be back.
Yep. Stacy Keibler in black here. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, it's definitely a peak look era.
They were really trying something here with Stacy, and they found it. She was with Sean Stasiak, but they knew that was a flop here. And here we are now with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, this is, I mean, like we said, this is like the perfect fit. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Stasiak was a wash.
Well, JT, did you? I told you this that he spoiled the WCW guys' plans at WrestleMania 17 by calling in a radio show or something this is like pre-internet stuff, really.
Yeah, not a surprise.
How do you call a radio station? It was like, hey, I'm going to be at WrestleMania tomorrow, so watch the show. Here's Tori in all red.
But like, why is it such a? Who cares? They were there. Like, I don't know if I fully believe that was why they didn't do anything. You were telling me they canceled the whole plan because he said it. Like, maybe if it was 1985, I'd believe it, but I don't know now.
Well, even like Hugh Morris said it too because they were up there like in the box. Like it was like Hugh Morris. I think Lance Storm even said it too. Like Sean Stasiak ruined the plan. But again, if you don't buy it, it is what it is.
It just seems crazy they would scrap a whole angle because he said, like, I don't know. I just like how many people would have heard the radio interview? Like,
yeah,
it just seems crazy to think they would have scrapped on their biggest show of the year. Like, what were those guys really going to do? That was such a big thing that he spoiled it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing. Here we have Tori over here knocking down Stacy. What do you like better, this or Dawn Marie?
In WWE feuds, you mean?
Yeah.
I think this is more of a long running feud more than
wow.
More than Dawn. I mean, but Dawn is, I mean, Al and Dawn is crazy.
Yeah. That image of Stacy doing that little grind there would be like featured on many highlight videos and tribute videos.
The thing with like Dawn and Tori is that Dawn kind of outworked her a bunch because I think just coming from ECW and having done more of that kind of stuff in a lot of the angles, she actually feels more natural through a lot of it than Tori in that feud. I actually thought that feud didn't really help Tori that much.
Mm-hmm.
There we have Catfight Jack Doan getting involved in the catfight. Oh, look at Stacy's legs. That's like, damn, that's gotta hurt. Again, this is all eye candy here. I mean, you go with what you got. They really can't wrestle, but you give what you get. And roll-ups going back and forth, 1, 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, like the crowd was just into it. They were so hot still. They hadn't, I think it's I forget what book it was that had it. Maybe it was The Death of WCW that talks about it. Like, and I know I've talked about it before in shows, like how everything's a lag behind the quality of the show, right? Like the fans are still there because they're buying tickets and ordering stuff like in advance, right? So like you can stand by and say, well, ticket sales are still good and ratings are still okay. But when you start to look at the week-to-week quality starts to dip, and you realize, okay, you got to fix it because that stuff is going to. And WCW did the same stupid thing, right? They kept running the same shit out there. Well, we're fine. We're selling tickets. Ratings are good. But if you really look at the ratings, and Gruney, I know you're going week by week. I don't know how much of the rating stuff you get into, but like you can see like the slow signs of that they were just ignoring. You know what I mean? Like that they could, if they would have paid a little bit more attention or care, they would have been like, oh, we are eroding a little bit. I think they just kind of chalked it up to like, well, the universe has shrunk a little bit with WCW being gone.
Nice
but like
handspring elbow there.
The crazy thing is all of those
3. Yeah.
Nothing much. But all of those, like, where did those WCW fans go? Like, that's what really killed them. Like, they did not follow. You know what I mean? They left. Like, to me, that's the red flag.
I'll give this matchup like a 1/4 star.
Yeah, I mean, it's trash. Whatever.
Yeah. I feel like you lost the WCW person, like the WCW audience. Maybe Bruce Pritchard was right. It's like, well, who in the, like, did the WWF fans really care about DDP and Canyon and all of them, or were they really just WCW fans who cared about them? Were there real WCW fans during this time?
I think they loved WCW. I mean, I think there were still some there. Like, even at the end of Nitro, like, what was the last night? Like, what were those ratings? I feel like they were still doing like okay, weren't they? Still, like, I think its numbers all would have killed for like 10 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were like in the 2s
and 3s.
Right?
So it's like
2.5.
Yeah, so it's like, where did those 2.5 million people go? Like, WWF's ratings didn't go up by 2 million when they bought WCW. You know what I mean?
Here we have Kurt Angle coming off of losing to Stone Cold Steve Austin here. I think if 9/11 didn't happen and Kurt did not win the title at Unforgiven, I think Rob Van Dam could have won the title here.
Well, again, we'll talk about that in the main event because I have thoughts on where they go with that. But, looking at their ratings, like, they were still in the low 3s at the end of 2000. And then they're mid 2s. They don't really, I mean, in January, they dropped down a little bit to low 2s, but like, I don't know. It's not like a massive drop. So again, like, where do those 2 million viewers go?
Here we have Christian. He won the Intercontinental title from Edge at Unforgiven. I think Christian should have been with the Alliance from the get-go when he turned on Edge, because at least the Alliance can say, we have the Intercontinental title. We have another WWF title in our grasp here. But I don't think it mattered what titles they had at this point. It mattered in July and August, but I think at this time it really didn't matter. But again, if you're a heel in WWF, why weren't you just added to the Alliance automatically?
But see, I don't know. I think it's kind of lazy. Like, what do you think, Mark? Like, if it's every heel suddenly with the Alliance, I don't know. Like, I kind of didn't mind that Christian really only turned heel because he was jealous and angry with his brother. Like, he didn't give a fuck about the Alliance,
Yeah, I wish, as a teen especially, like, I wish that they would have done more with, like, okay, this WWF guy actually came from WCW, vice versa, and do a little bit more with that. Like, I guess Jericho is probably a good example, but they didn't really play off of like the WCW past. Benoit gets hurt. Eddie's gone, but like a guy like Regal, like, go with these guys who did some time in WCW and dig into that a little bit more, and have that be the reason for jumping of, you know,
Right.
hey, I like WCW. I came to WWF for opportunity. Now there is opportunity in WCW. You know, that's who I am, and maybe go along those lines.
Looking
here
just
we
back
have
to the ratings real quick, and then we'll pick up that point, Marcus. But like, January, like Raw's in the high 4s, low 5s, and Nitro's through March is like between 2 and 2.4, something like that. But then Raw, like right after Mania, is like 5.6, 5.4, 5. But then they're in the 4s consistently after that, like May, June, July. Like, so there is no tangible jump from Nitro to Raw, like none. So it's like, again, where did those 2 million people go? They just vanished. They just didn't care enough to follow. So it's crazy to me. Like that whole audience was just gone. They were that I guess if they're watching those dregs of WCW, they're pretty diehard. But WWE didn't present anything that would make them want to jump over, you know? And that's why I think TNA was just like shit luck that they didn't start for another year, or that ECW died, because like that audience was right there. If something could have crept up right off WCW dying, like maybe you could have captured them as an alternative.
Here we have the Christian Pyro, the Rain of Fire here.
Great presentation.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess if like, could Christian have just gone to the Alliance when he turned on Edge? Yeah, but again, you know, Christian was only out for himself, so it didn't make any sense here. Although they did have his back when he was trying to go for the WCW title, Booker T and Shane did in fact interfere on behalf of Christian when he decided to go for the WCW title versus The Rock. I just think, like, for what's going to happen, for him just to be like, oh, yeah, I'm with the Alliance, it's like, there's no credibility that you're in the Alliance, because now it's like, you know, you might lose at No Mercy here. You only hold the title you're only in the Alliance for 3 days, basically, and you have the Intercontinental title, but that could all change. Usually the title is up, but here they decided to put the while you can watch the hanging of the belt here. Usually when the match starts, the belt is already hanging. Edge here using the Rob Zombie theme.
It's crazy to me how like both the Hardys and Edge and Christian feuds like both kind of whiffed chemistry wise. For as much time and energy as they spent together, you know, it's like neither really work. Like these matches are okay, but I think the expectations going into these matches at the time would have been like, okay, these are gonna be classics with these two guys, and they're just very good. And then Jeff and Matt obviously too, you know, is comes up short.
Yeah, I think Jeff and Matt are probably worse than Edge and Christian.
Yeah, I agree.
But
yeah,
but it still
JT,
isn't what you think it would be. And to me, it shows like they only give Christian the 1 month with the friggin' belt, you know. So it's like obviously don't feel too great about that either.
Yeah, I don't think it's letting me add anyone else in. It's just us three.
I don't know. May have a max on the free one.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Sorry about that, Jeremy Nichols. You know, if you want to just
comments in the chat, Jeremy, we can read them. Yeah, if you put your comments in there.
Yeah, if you want to follow along and just comment, my bad. Again, like I said, Jeremy, I'm new to the whole StreamYard here. Let's see what he said in anything. Yeah, Jeremy, this is where the cool kids are hanging out. We're watching No Mercy 01. Yep. So again, this feud was way better than what they give us at the end of 01 with the Hardys versus, the Hardy Boys, Jeff, Matt, and Jeff at Vengeance 01 here.
And Jeremy, just, you know, we just started Edge and Christian if you want to jump in.
Oh, yeah. We are at timestamp here is 47 minutes, 35 seconds. So Christian goes for the ladder, but baseball slide by Edge here.
So around this time, I'm playing like rec league basketball, and I wanted to have, like, for whatever reason, like a Christian style mesh jersey for practice. So yeah,
you
I
had the Hardy jeans and the Christian top.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like bright orange and black.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one that was black and white.
What arena are they at?
They're at the Savas Center.
Oh, okay. So it was like, I know they're not the Kemper Arena or the not there. Like I said, it's in St. Louis. I liked when when Christian gave the concerto to Edge. That was brutal. Like, you give the one brother your own move, basically, that you invented, the one man concerto. Vince said that only Edge and Christian were allowed to give concertos because he trusted them the most to execute the move safely.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely a variance of risk in there with that. You miss or slip, it definitely is going to be a rough bump. That's right. Jeremy's from the area. Was not able to attend the show, though, that night.
No, he was not. He was working that night, actually. Oh.
Building, the Savas Center, also the Scott Trade Center, and it's where Backlash is going to be for WWE.
There you go.
On Sunday.
Jeremy, was the kitchen still open at KFC by the time this pay-per-view got out, that you could have gotten customers on the way home? Pay-per-views here were still sold out, obviously, and people were still watching Monday Night Raw. Because, again, all the Raws and SmackDowns I've been watching, they're sold out, so it's still a packed house for the ratings dip, obviously. I mean, ratings are television ratings. There are people watching on TV, but live attendance was still good here. Ooh, that's
a hard bump on the ladder. I mean, like we said earlier, stuff like ticket sales lagged. Like, these pay-per-views were sold out well in advance when things were hot, so you're not going to see that dip until people start to realize, hey, actually, this maybe isn't as, hot as we thought. But I don't think they really start to see that dip until after Mania 18 in general. I do think the ratings start to slide before then, but
especially when Austin left.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, by then it's definitely starting to dwindle. So, they really took a big star power hit in 03 as well.
Yeah, so here, Christian beats Edge for the title at Unforgiven. He has semi matches, but it's all feuds with Edge here. You can say, for the Intercontinental title, Christian's going to fight so and so. Nobody cares. It's when's Edge getting his return match here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. They wanted to give Christian the bump, but it does feel like
Christian hurting his back, Edge hurts his face.
Plus, they wanted to do all the unification shit at Survivor Series. You could argue, could they have had Christian keep the IC and then have Edge just win the US? But they were hell-bent, it seemed on doing all the unification, so they wanted Edge with the IC going into that match.
Plus, they were using, they wanted the brother versus brother storyline here as well.
And, no, I'm saying they could have still done this, but just had Christian keep it and have a run with the IC and just have Edge go on to win the US from, Test
Rhino
or whoever.
at the time. Yeah, Rhino's the US champion at this time here.
But Test is the champion going into Survivor Series, right?
Yeah.
He's the Intercontinental Champion. Edge is the U.S. Champion.
Oh.
Yep, it's backwards.
I can't keep track. It's so stupid.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep, exactly. It got so bad that at that Survivor Series pay-per-view, I think Howard Finkel announced the Hardy Boys as the WWF champions when they were holding the WCW titles. I think
who the fuck would even know? It's like,
yeah, it's a goof. Yeah, like it's a goof in that one too. I'm gonna actually have Jeremy on for Survivor Series 01.
Nice.
I gave him that one. Yeah. They also said that this is going to be when they were going to take a little bit of a break from ladder matches because, especially with the ending of this matchup here, Christian now going for a steel chair. Edge is lodged in that ladder. Oh, wow. I wonder what Christian's going to do here. Oh, but Edge counters it. And here we go. Oh.
I think they're victims of their own previous success here, honestly. Like,
definitely.
I think because their ladder work for the last 2 years, has been so phenomenal, it was like the expectations for this were almost unfair, you know?
Right. And when you do those matches, you unload the chamber creatively, not thinking that you're going to have to outdo yourself, and then you end up outdoing yourself, and then you end up outdoing yourself. It's an impossible pace to maintain.
Well, those are all Manias and SummerSlam, so they had to, they had to go all in.
Yeah. Jeremy, if you want to join us and talk, you can. I added you to the stage. It did let me add you, but here we go. Look at that face buster by Edge there.
Hey, what timestamp do you have?
I am on a 54, 40, 41, 42. 54 minutes. Yep.
Thank you, sir.
So we are watching No Mercy here. We're in the fourth match of the night. Here we have Edge setting up the ladder here. I always liked what they could do. I mean, it's basically like, if you take away the element of tables, ladders, and chairs, and you just put the ladder in, I think Edge and Christian really knew what to do, and Edge just goes flying in there. Well, they were the masters of the ladder.
Yeah, again, they had a lot of experience, and it makes a lot of sense. I just think
backbreaker.
I just think there was no way to live up to what they had been doing previously. So it was like, what do you do? so I mean, I think they kind of go more like the Razor Shawn route in this match and try and focus on like the hard brutality with the ladder versus the big spots and bumps, which is a good approach. But
yeah. So Jeremy, you were working?
Yeah, I was a cook at KFC at the time. Fresh out of high school and was working nights, and I wanted to go, but I just think I remember I couldn't go. I was so mad.
I guess your boss wasn't playing KFC pay-per-view at the pull up
I got
to the
free food
though. No mercy.
Yeah.
It's more like nowadays where there's like a TV everywhere, but at the time I would assume,
there was cell phones were just two colors, gray and green, so you couldn't watch anything.
That slingshot right into the ladder by Christian. Ooh. I always said I was so mad when Buffalo Wild Wings finally stopped doing the pay-per-views because they were like then they said, Gruney, listen, it's only you and 4 other people. Come on. I was like, yeah, you're right. I know. I'm just really upset, but I'll get over it.
We used to go watch them at Hooters. I don't know if they got Hooters out where you guys are at, but that's where we used to go watch them for free. Yeah. It was awesome for a while there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the bar get-together was like underrated.
Yeah.
We had a place, Picasso's over here, that we would go to, and it was fun watching that was kind of down, like more of a down period too. Like that was like 07 to like 10 or 11, we'd go to like almost everyone there. It was a good way to see, like, you don't want to spend $40 for those shows during that stretch half the time. So it was a good way to go see it and, have some actual fans there with you to get excited versus
go eat and hang out with the fans. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Buffalo Wild Wings had the speakers, sound box. It worked for a little while. Oh, and there's the what was it?
The education or something?
Education, yeah, backwards. Yep.
I'll tell you the coolest thing.
Forward.
The coolest thing I got to watch was SummerSlam 07. And it was that night we went to this little hotel that was doing a signing with Bret Hart. So we got to watch SummerSlam 07, meet Bret Hart, and watch it with him.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Like when
you actually care about the show.
Well, yeah. When we heard Austin's music, it's like the whole room divided like the Red Sea, so he watched the whole thing with Austin coming out. Watched the whole little bit, like it was amazing to see. Like there must have been 300-400 of it just parted, so he could perfectly see. It was so cool. That dude sat there signing autographs for like 5 hours that night. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Of course.
There was always someone at WWF New York signing autographs at this time.
And go and see Kai and Ty, a big show.
At least Spike Dudley is there. Spike Dudley is there tonight. We'll see him. Oh. Backdrop there by Christian. Looks like a little unprettier, but not the full unprettier. I told Christian, I really enjoyed the Jealous Brother angle in 01. He was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, thank you. Have a good day, sir. Yeah, pretty much.
I'm with him because I was the younger brother, so I sided with Christian,
But I feel like that really spoke to the real guy, Jason Rizzo, was that everyone liked Adam Copeland better than him. It's like, yeah, but you played the jealous type really, really good, and I'm sorry that affected you in real life as well, buddy.
I met Christian one time and shook his hand. Dude's got his hand is like the size of a catcher's mitt. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, Christian getting 2 more chairs.
Oh, here we go.
Double ladder, double chairs.
We're about to hear a concerto here.
Yep.
And a Lions concerto, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little more devastating.
Yeah, especially when it's coming from the enemy territory.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, we pushed it back into his face here. Marcus, you enjoying this one?
Absolutely, man. I think this is probably one of their better matches. I have to go through the old war scores, but I'm guessing this is the highest rated match of theirs that I have.
Yeah, because they do return at Rebellion 01 in the final blue cage match. I believe it was blue. Yes, they brought the blue cage back for Rebellion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what Edge is going to do here. I think they were just thinking of just like ways to like, what can we do with just the ladders, in our element, and they're really showing what they can do here. Edge just going to go on top and jump. I don't think you can do any stunt, but through all my watching here, nothing's going to be back-to-back when Kurt Angle did the moonsault off the cage and then Benoit did the diving headbutt. Yeah. Edge's ribs are sore after that one, I'll tell you. JT, what did you think of Foley coming back as WWF commissioner? To me, it's too little too late.
I think a lot of this last month is too little too late. Regal turning heel feels too little too late. Angle, like I hated at the time when he joined the Alliance. I think we find out later. He's obviously it's him as a as a plant or as a mole, so that's fine. But at the time, it just felt like they were taking some desperate swings to fill those last like 4 to 5 weeks. And Foley was just they needed a warm body with with Regal turning. They just needed to throw someone in there, and they knew he was only going to be there for a few weeks, so whatever.
JT, let me ask you: could you have kept Regal as the WWF commissioner and brought Mike Sanders in as the WCW commissioner?
No, I don't think they gave it. I mean, you could have. He was there, like he made a friggin'. He just lived in HWA or whatever it was at the time. But
they all did. Him and Elix Skipper lived in the Heartland Association for like the longest time. I even think Evan Courageous was there. A lot of the guys who they picked up but weren't like TV use, like even Shannon Moore, Evan Courageous, Jimmy Yang, and Kaz Hayashi.
Listen, you were never going to use those fucking guys as anything more than
no
job guys. So this is what it is.
Yeah,
like it is, there's never we're going to do it, and that's it. So no, we're never going to put Mike Sanders as commissioner on Raw. I mean, this wasn't going to happen.
But I just think that like he had the mouth for it since if you heard him on WCW television.
Not that he couldn't do it. I just don't think it's something. I don't know. What do you guys, Jeremy, Marcus? What do you think? Like, I just don't think they'd ever look at that guy and be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get him on TV as a voice of WCW." Like, they didn't give a fuck. Yeah, that was the problem.
No,
too little.
No, I don't. Yeah,
they could have left. They could have left Regal as commissioner of WWF and have Dylan come in as WCW commissioner. I mean, he doesn't have to wrestle, so let him just talk.
No, I think there's too much bad blood with JJ. I do. I don't think they want. I don't think they were ready to bring him back after he bolted on them in '96. Because I don't think they reunite until later when they do the Hall of Fame.
Horsemen come back. Yeah, he comes back in 2008 and then he gets inducted into 2012.
Yeah, I think that's before that they weren't.
They weren't seeing eye to eye on anything.
No.
What about Doug Dillinger?
Dillinger?
Yeah, have him fight Tim the security guard, the big guy they had.
No, I hated that fucking guy.
Why? Why did you hate him?
Jim Dotson. No, he's a piece of shit. I've heard bad stuff, and it was Marcus. You tell me like there was some bad stuff about him, but also, he lied to us one time because we had snuck into a penalty box. We had these awesome seats for a Raw, and we were there like the whole time. And I think they were tired of seeing us on camera, so he came over and was like, "Oh, if you come to these other seats, you can come backstage after the show." And so we moved because we were gonna do like fucking get thrown out. We moved. We waited around.
I knew there had to be some reason that he hated him.
He can fuck off. I think he's dead anyway. But
yeah, he is dead, dude. Yeah.
I heard wasn't you Marcus?
Like, fuck that guy.
You had heard he was an asshole anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think Randy Anderson, Pee Wee Anderson was like God. He wasn't dead, but like he was on his like final like legs with the cancer. Pee Wee. He wasn't even with WCW. I think he left right in '99, probably.
Tough run for WCW refs like him and what's his face? Hildebrand. Like it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Hildebrand had his ashes put in the WCW pyro.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll do that." And it's like, "Oh, Christian with the edge of the low blow right there." Ooh. Jesus.
Singing the high note in the shower.
Yep. And now I think here's where we're gonna get this concerto from the ladder here.
Time to pay it off.
Still have 4 matches after this.
We're all just waiting for the main event.
Yeah, I know. Or for the Jericho Rock match. Oh, he smashes them with the chair right in there. Oh, man, here it comes. This, I think, is what made Vince like, we can't have these anymore. Oh.
Yeah, that's a brutal one.
Oh, my God. Oh.
He fell down good, too. He sold it really well.
Yeah. Oh, and Edge is your new Intercontinental Champion. Give me 4.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good match. They did a good job.
Yeah, JT, we both went 4 when we did this for War.
What about you, Jeremy? 4 stars on you?
To me, it felt more brutal than a lot of the other matches, which were just mostly spots, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so definitely a 4 here. So Edge is your Intercontinental title as he holds it back. I think he held it backwards. Well, yeah, I mean, there's no way you could tell that he couldn't show it too, but yeah, he held that thing backwards. Oh my God. He's like, is it coming? Is it coming? Yeah, it's coming, bro. Oh. Yeah, Christian just got knocked out and bye-bye. So Edge is your new Intercontinental Champion.
We're getting this kind of a match for the IC title. That's amazing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are, WWF New York.
WWF New York. JT, you've gone to WWF New York, right?
Yeah, I went once. Marcus, did you ever go?
No, never got to go.
I didn't go for any kind of event. We just went to New York and we went in there, and I don't think we even ate. I think I just kind of looked around the museum and kind of dipped back out, but it was cool.
I think I went during its last 3 weeks that it was open because it closed in February, I want to say. And I was there in mid-January. So I was there as it was closing and nobody knew it was closing at the time. So here we have Spike Dudley. They just catapulted him into that table.
Sports Spike, angry drunk Spike after Molly left him.
I like how they showed him doing a shot. That's great.
Tequila shot. I'm sorry, Mike. Molly, who? Wow.
Spike and Molly is one of the best things they did too that year.
It was so on and off though. It was we'll do one segment on Raw, but then we'll come back to it in 2 weeks, you know? It was
when Spike rips up that petition is an all-time moment.
All time. You can't talk about my girlfriend like that. Here we have the WWF.
So good.
They are the WWF Tag Team Champions here. So, all right. So Hardy Boys, WCW Tag Team titles. They are in the Team WWF. Team Alliance has the WWF Tag Team titles. See, it's like a tongue twister there. Here we have tag team number 5 for Big Show here because again we don't know what to do with him, and since Spike Dudley was on the shelf, we give him to Jerry. Because at the time they were really going with Spike Dudley dressing up like the Big Show. You had the Big Show and the Little Show.
That episode we watched.
Well, that's at Survivor Series, right?
No. He's in the main event at Survivor Series. Yeah.
When does he team with Spike and was that already happening?
Unforgiven. Yeah, that was Unforgiven.
Yeah, he was on an episode of Raw we watched together too, where Spike was dressed like Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show and the Little Show. Now you have Tajiri here.
He should have dressed like Big Show too.
Trying to get revenge on the Dudley Boys for putting Tori Wilson through a table.
I know Tajiri couldn't cut a promo, but I really felt like he could have done so much more. Like I always thought he was just a badass, man. He was so cool.
Well, he's amazing in ECW. I mean, what we're watching now on Extreme Three-Way Dance, like he's just not completely on fire. Just a great character.
Yeah, he's great.
Doesn't he get a shot at the belt versus Mike Awesome, or is that like Tajiri versus Rhino for the ECW title?
Well, he fights Taz. He fused with Taz for the title.
Gotcha, yeah, because I know Mike Awesome fights Spike Dudley at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's coming up on Extreme Three-Way Dance, actually. I believe this week. This week, as of we're recording this, so it'll be live when this drops.
You can catch that on North-South Connection, along with WWE War.
Thank you.
Yeah. What year are you in War again, Curve?
We just started 2013-14.
2013-2014. Okay.
We just finished. We did 87-88, which was fun.
Yep. Yeah.
A question for you guys. When it comes to the Dudleys, do you prefer the tie-dye look of ECW in the early WWF run or the camouflage look?
I like camouflage here.
I took them more seriously when they got to the camouflage. Like at first, I really didn't take them seriously, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they were kind of goofy.
I think the tie-dye worked in the early WCW days. I mean, ECW days, fine. But I think in WWF, they looked kind of goofy until once they got to the camo is where things really took off for them.
Do you think Big Show looks good here, JT?
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Like, what's your 2001 Big Show opinion?
It's not his best year for sure.
He hadn't peaked yet.
Here we go, double clothesline. Yeah, these tag team matches are really all the same, the same formula. It's like get in, get out.
Wow.
But, to Jerry with that front flip.
I
want to see Big Show do it now.
No. That's a broken neck waiting to happen.
Couldn't he do a moonsault when he was first got into business? Couldn't he do a moonsault? I thought I heard.
When he was the Giant, he could do that big drop kick.
Yeah.
There was a rumor he did a moonsault in the power plant or something, but I don't know if it was ever proven out.
Yeah.
He didn't want to try it like Brock Lesnar wanted to try the shooting star press.
It was definitely rumored that was like a big internet legend.
Yeah.
Like Vader was the guy who could do a moonsault. Oh, Bubba Bomb. Poor Tajiri just getting his back folded up like an accordion. Yeah, so Dudley Boys have won the titles back in September. They beat Undertaker and Kane. That was when Chronic was in their run for the Alliance here. They got released after Unforgiven.
No justice for Chronic.
Adam what Bomb a shame.
Brian Clark.
How many bad matches have the Undertaker had? And he doesn't get fired. Good grief.
Brian Clark still is on the WrestleCon tour here. I saw him. I didn't ask him about anything or meet him, but I know he still does.
They tried to get rid of him, right? But Adams was like, "I'm not going anywhere," and Clark took the demotion, I believe, right?
No, Clark got fired and was like, "I don't want to go." Adams took demotion, but then
I know one of them stayed and one of them got fired.
Yeah, Clark got fired, and then Adams actually stayed until December of 2001. Then he was like, either do something with me, and they're like, no, you're gone. And it's like, all right, bye. they would continue doing chronic appearances for like other independent organizations too. I don't know if they appeared on World Wrestling All Stars. They might have, but they go to Japan too until like around the time like 05, and then Crush dies in 07.
Right. Yeah, 07 is like a ridiculous year for wrestling deaths. I mean, obviously Benoit is the big one, but
sure is. Yeah, Bam. That's the year that Mike Awesome and Bam Bam died.
And Sherry.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. Arnold Skolland died as well, but he was old. Oh, look at that. Nice kick spot to Jerry here. Yeah, Big Show in 02, especially during like the SmackDown run, because when he's on Raw in 02, he looks like Flack with the NWO, but then he looks gigantic when he beat Brock for the title.
Yeah.
There you see, they don't see the tag here as the signature "What's Up" bomb here. Boom. Ooh.
Kind of like the end of JR and Heyman too, sadly. Go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
I was just saying I like Big Show in the like the Carpenter jeans.
You like that one?
I like that look, yeah.
It's sad that this is like kind of the end of the Heyman run, and he would never really do it again.
Yeah.
In WWE, like it's crazy to think how long he's been around and never did commentary again, really.
Yeah, he does like a spot for one or two shows, but not really like a full commentary deal because he goes right to backstage and goes to Brock. Here comes that big tag by the Big Show. Oh, there's the Big Show getting pumped up here. Oh, we got a choke slam? No, take him out by the ankles. Double double shoulder tackle by Big Show to the Big Show there. Oh, to Jerry getting some kicks in there. Jerry always good with the feet and the flips. Tarantula.
Yeah, but again, it's like, I mean, I guess to having a million friggin' title changes, so maybe, but it didn't really feel like Big Show and Tajiri were any kind of legitimate contenders of any type coming in here.
No, this was just filler. Oh, double handspring elbow there. Like
Especially
they said,
with the Hardys retaining, like you knew they were headed towards some sort of unification fight with them. And
oh, Tajiri Gomez. I've always wondered how he did the miss. Like, did he ever reveal how he did it? Like, did he just put like a green pack in his like mouth all the time?
I think so.
Yeah. Choke slam by the Big Show. But no, he's still there. And I believe this is when it should be coming real soon. Yep. Referee up. Here we go. Here's Rhino. And Gore.
It's crazy Rhino's not on the show with how, I mean, he was so over.
Yeah, but I mean, they just did Rhino and Tajiri at Unforgiven where he wins the U.S. title.
Right. So why not be on here defending that, you know?
Yeah, could you put him up against the Big Show for the U.S. title? I mean, or like a 6-man tag?
Well, so yeah, you could have done a 6-man tag here instead of this, because you didn't really believe Tajiri and Big Show were going to win anyway. So why not?
No.
Why not put Rhino with the Dudleys and stick whoever the hell, Billy Gunn, with his buddy Big Show?
Yep. As to Jerry now, well, here's the end right here as he runs right into it. 3D. So Jerry's gotten plenty of those. 1, 2, 3. It's over. We're at the end of the Rhino run here. He competes on Monday Night Raw the night after this, and he gets storyline suspended. But again, he ruptured a disc that fragmented into his spinal collar, so Rhino's out for a year.
Yeah, he doesn't come back to what, early 03, right?
Yeah, basically early 03.
Yeah, he's out for a fucking while. It sucks too, because the guy, like, again, he was like really red hot during this time period.
Yep, I met Rhino. I met Rhino, and he said that he was a little bit nervous, but again, because he knew Edge and Christian, he knew he was going to be all right, and he was willing to work. And Rhino had a lot of moments during this during the invasion here.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot that Edge and Christian used to go on the road together during their rookie days. Yeah, so now we see Rhino, and it's like Regal's just like, oh yeah, we need more of it in the Alliance. And it's like, sadly, again, Rhino's gone, but I think they were still making him look like a huge player in the Alliance here. And what happens tomorrow is, tomorrow.
Right, he'll occur on the next episode, but it sucks that he was, again, so beat up going into that, because he had so much potential during this time, another guy. But, like Marcus said earlier, there's so many mouths to feed right now. I don't know what the hell they would even done with him. Because he's going to be behind RVD, sure.
Yeah. Always this please do not try this at home speech here. Oh. Now we have Booker T here. He's going to face The Undertaker. Can Booker T make it 2 for 2?
Shano. My favorite little forgotten lost Shano work was the stable that kind of doesn't go anywhere with him and Edge, Christian, and Angle in 2000 and Benoit. That would have been so cool.
Yeah. Because it was like the end of the McMahon-Helmsley era, and then Shane involves himself with Benoit here. Benoit in 2000 going into SummerSlam. And then Shane disappears until 2000 and the end of February of 01. Then he buys WCW, and here we go.
Yeah.
Click, click, boom.
Sneaky, really good album.
Yep.
As far as butt rock goes.
Right.
Did they have Superstar as well on this, or was that their next album?
Nope, same album.
Oh, okay. Oh, same album. Okay. Make me a superstar. Dig it, sucker, sucker.
I feel like Booker would go through these stretches where they just had no clue what to freaking do with him. like he's got all this potential, and he'd be, kind of hot, and then he kind of hit a wall, and they didn't really know what to do with him, so they'd restart. And it feels like they have it a lot with him.
Oh, they did. They really, they like, for all the success that Booker T has had in WWE, you're right, because here he's on a good track. Then 02 comes, they have him the shampoo commercial match with Edge.
Even before that, in the Rumble, he gets dumped like shit in the Rumble.
Yeah. He got stunnered out by Austin. Here we go with Undertaker coming out. Rolling.
He's almost done with rolling, right? He switches and then he goes heel at the end of the year.
Well, yeah. Actually, no. He continues rolling up to WrestleMania 18.
That's right. Yeah. He changes after that to the. Well, he's got the instrumental first, right? And then he does and then the lyrics come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you heard rolling, you knew it was Undertaker coming out.
What did you prefer, Marcus? Rolling or American Badass?
Rolling all the way.
How do you agree?
What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah, rolling. I mean, who didn't have this Limp Bizkit CD, you know? Like, it just played on repeat everywhere.
I actually liked American Badass better for him. I like Roland, but
it's kind of telling that now he uses American Badass.
Yeah,
maybe that was his preference too. Well, there's probably other reasons, but
well, Limp Bizkit was WWE's favorite band. Now their favorite singer seems to be The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Yep. Oh, look, JT, another dead guy. Tim White's dead.
Oh, God.
All right, Gruney.
He died right after. Yeah. JT saw him, waved, and then Tim White was like, well, I'm ready to die.
Jesus.
At the Superstore in Dallas. Booker T here.
Oh, now the bell rings. Okay.
Yeah. If anything happened on the outside, didn't count. But once it's inside,
get away with it.
Yep. Oh, big boot by Undertaker. What do you guys think of when they do back-to-back world title matches on a pay-per-view back-to-back?
I don't know. They seem to settle into the opposite these days on the big shows, but I think at this time period it made sense because they're trying to present these as like two equal titles, you know?
Yeah. You always knew that the WWF title was going to go on last, except for SummerSlam 01.
Yeah.
That's when the WCW belt, because, well, The Rock was going to win it, I guess.
Right.
I prefer ending the night with two of your biggest matches from a kind of top this standpoint, and then also just kind of build into a big crescendo at the end. I kind of hate the conditioning of WWF fans or WWE fans where it's, oh, you need a buffer match, you need to let me up in between. Like, I don't know.
Well, at this time, the fans were really hyped for can Chris Jericho win the big one, and is RVD going to win the WWF title?
Mm-hmm.
They went to Canada right before No Mercy, so Chris Jericho got all the love there.
Yeah, I mean, they're about ready to really skyrocket him.
Ooh, look at that leg drop into the arm bar there. Do you like Undertaker with long hair, or do you think it was time for the short hair gimmick?
I mean, short hair for sure. The long hair is getting out of control and stringy.
Yeah, when he goes short hair, he makes it even like a bigger presence of like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, I like the Metallica sellout haircut he ends up going with.
I always thought that really short haircut made him look old. I'm like, dude, you look older now than you did before.
Up here we go, old school. This move, like, everyone loved old school.
Yeah, very over.
I think it's just because of like the balance of like that he can like do that. Like, doesn't seem like that hard. I mean, you're holding on to the guy, but for Undertaker to do that, Booker T rolling out to the outside. Good move by Booker. Booker T has not had the best 2001. I mean, he does and he doesn't. It really depends. Like, he leaves WCW with the World Heavyweight title and he brings it over here. But he has, like, tag team runs. He's featured in main events. The Rock
main event SummerSlam. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, The Rock kind of makes him look bad with all the jokes, though.
Yeah, but still, I mean.
Yeah. That's what Sting said. That's why he didn't want to come, because he didn't want The Rock to be like, oh, well, who in the blue hell are you? It's like, you.
I don't know. You don't think? I think you would have treated Sting a little bit different.
Yeah. Oh, well, Tim White finally enforcing the rules. He's not letting the old Alliance member use a weapon on WWF superstars here. Not going the Nick Patrick routes. Oh. This poor female fan having to push back everybody. That fan almost spilled the beer on Booker T, no less. Oh, and then
it did. Beer's on you, big man.
Yeah. I do not think these security people knew this was going to happen. Sometimes they don't know. They're like, oh, crap, we actually have to do something. Booker T just getting an ass whooping right now.
Yeah, well, this is Undertaker's
big evil strike.
2001 nonsense, kicking the shit out of everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think that's the only thing I don't like about the match is, it's kind of a foregone conclusion what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Booker is so talented. It was so much potential just wasted by both companies, that just it boggles the mind when you go back and watch his work now, even back to Harlem Heat, just how unappreciated he was. And he's just solid, man. Like, doesn't hurt nobody. He's got everything you could want in a wrestler.
I'm trying to. I don't even know if there was. There probably was a Sunday Night Heat matchup.
I'm sure. Yeah, might have been a couple.
Yeah, I feel like that's where like Tommy Dreamer or someone would have took on a WWF superstar.
Sure.
I always mentioned the Sunday Night Heat match. I forgot that one, but who cares? I had WWF No Mercy 01 on VHS. I found it at an FYE store, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch it. I want to buy this.
Yeah, I think I just had it recorded from the black box, like I said. But, I've talked about it quite often, that Action tape had a lot of this stuff, too.
Yeah. Well, the cover had Kurt Angle on it, so you would have thought that Kurt Angle was winning back the WWF title.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a late promotional change due to 9/11, or was he always on the poster?
Or
that's a good question.
For which one?
For No Mercy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Well, what's weird is I guess they thought Triple H was coming back for Vengeance 01 because he's on the cover.
Yeah, have you ever seen that? They did the game when he was injured and he came back, and he actually talks. So he mentions that he's like, they think I'm going to wrestle. I'm like, guys, I can't wrestle, but they took all these shots, photos anyway. That was I remember that being a big thing when he wasn't there. People were hot.
Faker. Phony little faker.
And then the original Survivor Series poster for 01 had Lita and Tori Wilson on it.
Standing back to back, I think.
All-timer.
Oh, big boo, because they didn't know that Tori Wilson wasn't part of the Alliance anymore. Do your homework before doing these posters. It's been nothing but rain here for the next couple of days. What about you, JT?
Yeah, all week has been shitty. Although I think after tomorrow morning it's supposed to get a little better.
Yeah.
For at least today.
Yep. Booker, DDT by Undertaker. That's a nice DDT as well. The leap.
We talked about it, but Booker's in like this weird spot that they put him in where he's clearly above like the Intercontinental title level.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think with all the extra mouths to feed, you would have something close to on top with for Booker. But man, the way they're kind of using him here, just as a mechanic to heat Undertaker up a little bit and give him something to do. You'd like to see a better presentation for him because he's still got some pop to him. He's still got his quick first step, and he's explosive, and he can still fly around just a little bit. He's still pretty big, but
yeah, the injuries haven't really, and time hasn't really worn on him yet.
Yeah.
It feels like that comes in
04,
kind of 02 and 03, where he starts to slow down a little.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of cooked by 04.
Because it feels like, he had just started his singles run, but you forget it. I mean, he'd been wrestling for almost a decade at this point. So definitely, Harlem Heat worked a lot on WCW. Like, they weren't part-timers. So
there were, 9-time champions there, I think?
Yeah, I mean, they were on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all the wear and tear that he's put his body through, Booker T still looks good here.
Ooh, Snake Eyes.
When Steiner came in, he still had drop foots. He never really got over that. Nor did Nash with all of his injuries too, because he had the bicep tear and then the quad tear. And people pop for the spinner Rooney.
Oh yeah. That thing was always over. Like I don't recall anyone not cheering for that.
It was always funny when they would try to get Taker to do the scissors kick. Oh, that was a great move. Oh man, 1, 2. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue they put Test over if they put Booker over, but Taker just didn't fucking job during this time. But Booker winning here could have added some heat to the Alliance team for Survivor Series, right? They just didn't give a shit enough. They just were whatever. Like, we're not going to sacrifice Undertaker for Booker. But you could have went into Survivor Series all right, we have Angle just turned. We got Austin as a champion. We got a red hot RVD, and Booker just beat the Undertaker clean at No Mercy,
Yeah. But again, if you look at the track record, SummerSlam, Undertaker beats DDP. Undertaker beats Chronic at Unforgiven.
Yeah, he just squashes the shit out of everyone.
I wouldn't have worked with him. I would be like, no, I'm cool. I'll just work with Spike.
Yeah, I mean, 2000 to 01 Takers, I think his worst.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. And this is it right here. Catches him last ride.
I think it's his worst run when you look at everything. He's got some good matches in there, but when you look at the whole package of the guys he beat and what he did, it was just too much.
Yeah. And the fact he brings Kane down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, Kane was good in early 01, and then it just gets saddled with him for most of the year.
Had that great showing at the Rumble, looked really good there. And just
this was like a
5-month run with Lakers is brutal. And even Jeremy, you weren't with us, but earlier his match with Test was good. He's back solo.
Yeah. Yep.
In 02, he's good.
I thought he was good. Kane was good against Triple H when they were doing the 2-man power trip. I thought Kane was the better out of the two, Undertaker and Kane. I was like Kane more a little bit,
Yeah, that chain match was good.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
That finish comes out of nowhere. Like, he catches him with the punches, and it's over. If they would have ended with that scissors kick, that Booker, that would have been a great finish as well.
Yeah,
when he does it from the outside.
Again, Taker just wasn't going to lay down for Booker, but it could have been one time where it probably would have been the right move.
He wasn't going to put any WCW guys over. There's no way.
And then they can say, oh, here we go. This is it here. like all the hype of this, can Chris Jericho win the big one? Time put up or shut the hell up. Oh man, the funniest was on SmackDown when The Rock called Stephanie phony fun bags.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big match. Jericho, always comes up short, always. And normally I'm not a fan of like the calling out the negative, but it was obvious with him. He always came up short in the big one.
Yeah.
He never broke through that glass ceiling. So, I mean, it made sense as a story.
Especially like when King of the Ring 01, that would, like Austin retained when it could have either gone to Jericho or Benoit.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho again does not win the big one here.
And this is
that was a pretty brutal chair shot by Jericho as well.
A good selfless Rock stuff, right? That he really helps make Jericho during the stretch.
Yeah, Rock doesn't get enough credit for all the falls he took on TV. I mean, we just saw him get pinned by RVD there. 2002 when he comes back for a bit. I think he gets pinned by
the Rock on him for a while, right? Was that he was like too selfless?
Yeah.
Didn't the Hurricane get a win over him as well? I think on Raw.
Yeah.
When he was a bad guy. I mean, the dude, he just
taps to Benoit.
It's exactly what these guys like him should have been doing at that point, is helping to elevate people.
Yeah, during this time period, he's very selfless. Makes you wonder what happened.
This is very how do I say, like, this is when the whole we're fighting the invasion. No, we're just gonna fight ourselves, because I guess you needed inbreed storyline. So this was where it was going down, like Rock and Jericho. Stone Cold RVD.
What was like when the NWO stuff was going on? You saw WCW guys feuding with each other instead of coming together.
Exactly, Gruney. That's what I was saying earlier. Is like you don't need to have every heel just go right to the alliance.
Right. Yeah.
It made sense to have them have their issues within their sides.
Yeah. Because you're not just going to overlook everything.
Yep. No, you're not. But at this point, like, it definitely did seem that, like, the whole WWF versus Alliance, until the next night on Raw, it was over. We're gonna fight amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
People did stick, like, superstars did stick with the storyline of fighting Alliance members, but here you have, like, the biggest fighting amongst themselves here, and that's like, and it would continue to progress right into Survivor Series of, our worst nightmare is Jericho and The Rock not getting along. But yeah, like the Rock's like words here of like, can you win the big one? Yeah, I don't think you can. So now Chris Jericho, when Chris Jericho did the just bring it, that was awesome too.
Yeah.
Like,
it was.
Rock was really expecting it.
Yeah, and you're gonna get what I think is their best match, Gruney, is the TV match. So you'll be hitting that soon on your show. I mean, the whole series is real good, but they do diminish a little bit as they go. Like, I think this and the TV one are the best ones, and then Vengeance, and then the Rumbles.
Rumble.
Yeah. But even that's good. I just think I definitely think they kind of diminish a bit as they go.
Yep. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
I think this is like my favorite. I mean, I love Hollywood Rock in 03, but I think this is one of my favorite Rock eras. Is just like, he's really good I think he's underrated in 2000 and 01, like how well he carries a promotion.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, he took the reins when Austin was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my all-time favorite moment with The Rock during this era was him and Austin singing Margaritaville. Like, I can watch that now and it's phenomenal. That's so good.
That almost feels like the end of an era because
Yeah.
it's really like Austin's kind of not long after that he's gone. And in 02, Austin definitely feels not the same anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could argue like, I know 17 is looked at as the end of Attitude, but I think you could argue that Rock Austin singing is kind of the real end of Attitude. like the end of them is the top two guys in a lot of ways. Because then Triple H comes right back, Flair, NWO, they go a different direction. Like Angle heats up, Brock shows up, so things really change in 02. It really feels like that's like their final salvo is the two guys that carried the Attitude Era.
Yeah. In Stone Cold's book, he said he was tired of holding the WWF title, and he was like, I really couldn't like wait for Chris to take it off of me at Vengeance.
I'm sure.
They had a Black Scorpion reference here. That was Flair, right? Was the Black Scorpion?
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
Dusty was the Knight, right? The Midnight Rider. My bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Got it. It was always funny because those were Heyman lines. Like he knew. I think JR remembered, but Heyman, funny coming out of Heyman's mouth of bad ideas of WCW.
Yeah, I mean, both guys left on bad terms and probably didn't mind rubbing a little salt in the wound.
No. They always said that JR had heat with Eric Bischoff because Bischoff didn't return a washer and dryer that JR had in WCW storage. Oh, here's the Rock. Ooh, a hip toss by Jericho. I always liked Jericho's Jericho's outfits here, like the Y2J with the green and the colors. Jericho will wear these green tights more than once here. I think he wore them in the Royal Rumble too. The same outfit.
I like the ones he had on the video.
He wears them on TV a lot in 02.
I always like they had the kick pads on his boots because you didn't really see it back then except for like Shamrock, Something aesthetically pleasing about it.
What a slap there.
Yeah, I like the ones he had on the video package. The black that had like the, I don't know how to describe it, the little like multicolor on the side. Like it's not huge on the side.
Good callback to Charles Robinson getting the WCW title bout, even though it's between two WWF guys. It's a callback to that he was always the guy who refereed the WCW main events, besides Nick Patrick.
I think that's the gimmick during the Invasion is when it's WCW Championship, they had a WCW ref, and then WWE ref for the WWE title.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he misses. Ooh, there's some stiff shots.
That's another underrated thing is like Jericho's a guy who's known for working a little bit stiff or snug, and Rock doesn't shy away from it in this series.
Oh, trying to go for the rock bottom. Nice push off there. Walls of Jericho going too early. Rock gets to the ropes. Always knew it was a false finish when they're trying to go for the finisher too early. I don't know if Jericho got all of that with Rock there. Looked like he went a little low. Goes into the steps. The kid's like, oh my God, The Rock and Jericho are fighting right in front of me. What do you think that front row ticket cost $500?
I mean, back then, probably less.
Probably a little less, yeah.
3. Yeah.
I think as recent as it's like 13, 14 years ago, those floor tickets were only $200.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Backlash on Sunday, but it's too. I can't mortgage the house, so
yeah,
I'll have to skip it.
Yeah. Spent another SummerSlam pricey price. I'll see.
Yeah, if I could do that, I could go to Backlash and get a carton of eggs while I'm at it.
Yeah. I'll see you at SummerSlam, JT. 2. Yep.
Now I know you got that $40,000 ticket and you can bring me along. I know that, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
That's a week for Gruney. That's all.
That kind of money, Seth Rollins needs to drive me around to the shows, hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Jericho giving the chops to Rock. Oh, but Rock now. Ooh.
Ugh.
Knife edge. Oh, spinning heel kick by Jericho.
He always had a great spinning heel kick. Him and Owen Hart. And even Savio Vega had a good one.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like RVD had the best one.
Man.
He had a good
one.
Yeah, kids got a good one. Yeah.
Oh. Jericho now with the advantage. It is the greatest opportunity. This is the big moment here for Jericho. Can he win the big one?
Yeah, this is the one. I mean, kind of go into this knowing like he's got to win. The way they're talking it up, like if he doesn't, it's a real bad scenario for him. With the way they're focusing on it.
You know, on the SmackDown before this, it was the dumbest it wasn't dumb, but they had The Rock and Jericho team up versus Justin Incredible and Raven, and they just beat each other up too. And it was like, okay, this is so dumb. That's how much they cared about Raven and Justin Incredible. Just go out there for no reason.
Yeah, no, they didn't give a who the fuck hired Raven.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at that leap! I always like that leaping clothesline by Rock there. Then you have that bounce off the top rope.
Yeah, I mean the chemistry is there. It's been crisp.
Uh-huh. They don't really have all the photo guys anymore, like they do back here, do they? Ringside.
I'm gonna speak on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. You think they would be more media now because the way they present it and are covered, but no, it's definitely more of a thing, man.
Especially with who they have coming out, like Travis Scott. I mean, you would think media people would blow up over this.
I think with the HD era, they got rid of the ringside photographers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I'm actually on the HD era when ECW got there on Sci-Fi. The HD era started.
Yeah, that was such a big deal.
2008.
Yep, January of 2008.
I was actually at the first HD Raw.
Oh.
Were you wearing the Hardy's jeans?
There was a good chance it was. Good chance it was. Christian shirt would have been too small, but the Hardy jeans definitely in play.
Yeah.
Love that overhead belly to belly.
Ooh, very nice.
No, but Samoan drop by The Rock. 1, 2. Imagine if the Samoan drop was the finishing maneuver. No rock bottom, no people's elbow. You lose by
At least it wasn't
Samoan
the
drop.
super sharpshooter.
Yeah. Oh, kip up. Oh,
look at that.
Jericho had to fling
There you
himself
go.
over for that
Attaboy.
one. Them beating themselves up with the announcers table. These guys had the best announce table spots. Like them, Triple H. Always with the Rock at the announcers table.
Always like when he would like put the headset on or pick the camera up, mid-match. That was so great.
Classic.
When it might have been it was either Raw or it was Backlash '99 when Rock gets a stunner after the camera and he goes, "Oh," he blurts it out. Jericho fighting back here. Oh, but Rock comes back with it.
Kind of interesting how the structure of the match is switched. Rock is hitting these cutoff spots and cutting off Jericho's hope spots.
Yep.
Rock in control, kind of to keep the crowd 50-50.
1, 2.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Jericho went sailing over the top rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, second time.
Not as big as tests, but something.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Jericho was bleeding from the mouth now. Best bleeder I liked was Austin. He would always bleed the gushers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Rumble 01. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, because of Jericho's blonde hair, I think like when he and Flair bled, it was like spaghetti and meatballs. Like spaghetti and like tomato sauce. It's like blood works for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
Like Rock. Rock does not need to be bleeding, whatever. Rock's teeth are like white as hell. White teeth.
With them pearly whites.
At least he looks like a normal human being, though, still here.
Mm-hmm. He didn't have man boob surgeries.
Or like now. He's like a cartoon character.
Or like Roman Reigns. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Dude's got some chompers.
Jericho looks passed out here. You would have thought like, oh, yeah, you really passed out? Looks like there's bags under his eyes. 2. Okay, so the first time when the referee threw the hand out for the 3 times, it was when Hulk Hogan submitted to Brock Lesnar's bear hug. That was the first time I remember that. Oh, snap. Someone didn't kick out at the as the hand came down for the 3rd time. Oh, Rock, no, he's going for the slingshot. I thought he was going for the walls of Jericho. Ooh. Oh.
That was bad form.
Yeah. Everyone steals the Rock bottom. Rock never really. He stole the stunner, I guess. Yeah, so you can't say he doesn't steal finishers.
Oh, he's got the shit shooter.
Yeah, JT said that too. He's like, "Oh, it's a terrible sharp shooter."
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's a Scorpion Death. Well, I mean, yeah, it's Scorpion Deathlock. Imagine if you had The Rock versus Sting in a Scorpion Deathlock match. I'm the Scorpion King. No, I am. Scorpion King match. Rock versus Sting. Oh, here comes Jericho. Is he going to go for the drop kick? Oh, yes, he is. The missile drop kick right there.
I always like when you throw that back elbow off the top rope because it looks so cool and you don't really expect it.
Yep. Agreed.
Count of 6 here. Someone's got to get up.
Oh, well, Rock, so he clears that one.
Get to your knees. It breaks the count, so you might as well get up and fall back down.
Yep.
What I like is that it's showing that Jericho can hang with Rock, right? So it's like he's not just a pushover.
Yeah, and even like just even size-wise, like he doesn't feel in presence. He doesn't feel like he's fighting uphill in this.
Yeah,
series.
it's
like,
not mismatched.
Yeah, they feel like equals.
Ooh.
Warriors are beating the Timberwolves 44-31.
That's the update.
I knew I should have placed that. I knew I should have placed that bet before I left Vegas. Warriors win the NBA Finals.
I mean, it's not crazy.
No.
What do you think, Marcus?
I keep thinking there's no way they're going to make it past the second round. Timberwolves are just too good, built a little bit too closely, similar to like Boston and the Knicks.
Yeah,
trying to have five solid starters and a sixth man.
Jericho used the rock bottom and lion salt. 1, 2.
Ooh.
I really think Jericho could have won cleanly here, even though he did steal the Rock's finisher. This would have been like an icing on the cake finish.
And that's what he could still hit the lion salt without it being too scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to the point where you're afraid he's going to break his neck every time.
Mm-hmm. What does Jericho have to prove in AEW now? That he can still go. Bulldog, so he's going to go for another lion salt. No, he's not. It looks like he's going to. Oh, he's going to. Yep. He's going to do that whole wee.
He's going to do the Winnipeg elbow.
Yep. That little kick. Oh, he doesn't even throw it in the crowd. Oh, is this another kip up by the Rock? No, he's going to. Oh, nope, he misses it.
Ooh. That didn't work.
Here comes the sharpshooter.
I don't know why that bugs me as much as it does when people don't do it right. It just.
Well, he always does it bad, and it's more that he just does it all the time. It doesn't help, you know. It's like,
and he never gets better at it.
Part of his fucking offense.
It never takes time to properly cross the legs and.
Sits down low enough on it, but it's just.
He just leans too much. He leans too much forward.
Yeah, if you don't
never
get the
looks
legs
like he's actually putting much pain.
Look right.
Like Jericho right now to me looks like he should just be enjoying, relaxing, resting.
Rock looks more in pain than Jericho does.
Yeah, that
got Rock held on.
Yeah, a lot of the crowd like Jericho here too. Oh, now he's going back to the announcer's table.
Oh, here we go.
Man.
Or Hugo Savinovich there.
Hugo, son of a bitch.
Again, this is to show you like how loaded this time was. Like that undercard is pretty good, and then you get this match, which is awesome, and you still have three-way with Austin, RVD, and Angle.
Oh wow! Here comes the rock bottom. Charles Robinson's letting this go. Jesus, and through the table.
Give him a little leeway for the title match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great rock bottom.
Yep.
Love that the table didn't completely explode.
No, just kind of collapsed down.
Oh, and now he's counting them out. You were counting them out like 5 seconds ago. Had to get that spot in. Rock doesn't even look like he's hurt. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I can do this. Oh, now he walks right back out. Oh. Yeah, luckily, like, except for that Kurt Angle pedigree there, the table never really broke by accident before the move.
Right.
Jericho's about out of it here.
Yeah, I mean, he just took a pretty good beating.
The Rock is still not done.
He's got his 19th win.
I mean, they've given everything a lot of time to breathe tonight, too.
Get up. Nope. Oh, spine buster. Here we go. Now, here comes the people's elbow. He's going to throw his armband into the crowd.
Oh.
Oh, what? Now Jericho. Whoop, nice counter by Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not watching long, Jericho hit an ankle pick from the people's elbow and got rocking off Jericho.
Yeah. That was a cool spot.
Could you have ended it with the Rock tapping?
No, I think it's good enough what we get. I can't imagine him tapping on top of it.
Oh, I love that spot where they drag him back out. That's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Gets me every time.
Literally, then he sits on him again, and like it looks like it's cramped up. Here comes Steph. She gets knocked out. DDT by Rock. Step in the phony fun bags here.
Rocky. 3-stepping, he was the best.
Whoa. She gets thrown in and she's getting a rock bottom. Oh, God.
Give her credit, man, for taking the bump. She really didn't have to.
Yeah, she did a lot.
Oh, wait, face buster.
One and only. Boom. I think that's what it was called, wasn't it? The one and only?
Yeah, something like that.
That's Billy Gunn. This is the flashback?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Flashback.
Oh, the strokes. Nuts.
And we have a new WCW champion. Chris Jericho has won the big one.
Yeah, it's a great match. It's like a 4.5 at least.
I'll give it 4 1/4.
What do we do on War, Marcus?
Looking it up now.
Had to be around there.
You went 4.5. I went 4 3/4.
Okay. When they did the original Survivor Series photos, like I said, they had Vince, they had Jericho holding the WCW title, and they had Angle having the US title when they did the original photo shoots. My, oh my, things would change. But again, Jericho won the big one finally. He is the WCW champion.
Yeah, they needed to have him go over here. The way they positioned the story, it would have been pretty crippling if he lost again.
Yes.
That Full Nelson Facebuster by Jericho is called The Breakdown.
Breakdown.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. The Breakdown.
Like a sleeper reverse DDT type deal.
It's almost like it kind of looks like the stroke that Jeff Jarrett does.
That's right,
like
slap nuts.
That's right, slap nuts. He's like, I know what you did. Be moved a chair.
Yeah, see, I'm not crazy about this. Like, I got to use the chair, but like, he just gave him the win finally. Why do you have to like take from it? You know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like Hogan Warrior it.
Yeah, I mean, you should just kind of shake his hand and walk away. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, Rock threw him through a fucking table. Like, why is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But Jericho, yes. He did it. Yeah, Jericho does have these on. I think Jericho wins the Undisputed title with the same tights. Yes.
I remember when he beat Triple H for the belt in 2000, and I'm telling you, everybody in my house went crazy. Oh, we couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Stephanie put the hoe in Jericho.
Let the boobies hit the floor.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about bodies hitting the floor? Let the boobies hit the floor, oh, man. And then Rock right after that having terrible, like they were terrible. Oh, well, here comes Mr. McMahon. Whose side is he on? Is he chumming it up with Rob Van Dam, or will he support Kurt Angle?
Look at him.
It's like the worst nightmare. Jericho. Here we go, boys. The triple threat match. RVD, RVD, RVD.
You all know my thoughts on this. It's awesome that they hype up RVD this much. I think, fine, you want to argue him being in the match means enough, even if he's not going to win. You know, not to spoil, but we're probably going to wrap pretty quick after it's over, so I'll just say it now. Yeah. Him taking the pin is super counterproductive and stupid. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
If you're going to put him in the match, fine. Maybe have him like climbing the top to do the 5-star as Austin pins Angle or something. So it looked like maybe he was about to hit a kill shot or something to protect him and build him. I had originally argued that he shouldn't have even been in the match if he's not going to win it. Kevin Kelly argued me the other way, but that being in it meant enough, which is fine. Again, I just don't get Austin pinning him, to me adds no value. Just job Angle again. Like, who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah.
So, JT, there you can see that Mike Awesome is still in the alliance along with Justin Rozzero and a couple others right there. But other than that, JT, do you want to do plugs as we're starting to get into this main event?
Yeah, just check out North South Connection on YouTube and on all audio. We have a lot of cool shows, both video and audio. Marcus and I do WWE War, which breaks down every WWE pay-per-view in history in a statistical way. Kind of different than most breakdowns. We kind of look at all the peripherals around just the in-ring to stack rank them. Wrestling War Zones returning soon. Me and Chad Campbell go through the history of Monday Night Wars. We're in June of 1997, so a real fun time to be getting there. And then I mentioned ECW before, Extreme Three-Way Dance every other Thursday. Me, Sousa, and Jenny going through the history of ECW. We're in early 2000 now. So we got about a year left of ECW. We started in February 94. So we've covered pretty much the entire history of Extreme, which is pretty cool.
Insane. Marcus, do you have anything that you want to plug, or did JT cover all of your stuff?
I'll also plug Final Wrestling Place with producer Tim. We have our own podcast, and we also have a Patreon that is now open. We've got a bonus show of Deep Impact, where we talk about the Impact Zone era of TNA. So we start with the first Impact in the Impact Zone, and we will conclude the series with that first Monday Night Impact under the Bischoff-Hogan era. And we also have some other side vanity projects. I'll be on there talking sports. I'm sure Tim will have some other interests that he'll be talking about as well. So yeah, go check out our Patreon. Pretty cheap. I think we've got a $3 tier and a $5 tier. So yeah, we appreciate all the support over there. Also give out some winning plays as of late, the opportunity of the day. So if you're into a little bit of sports betting, I got some of that action going on over there as well.
Thank you. Yep. Jeremy, anything from you?
Absolutely. If you love video games, check out ocpgaming.podbean.com. We've got 4 different shows. We talk about video games. We do watch-alongs of video game movies. We cover news and some other stuff. Also check out ocpwrestling.podbean.com. We're doing deep dives on Bret Hart and WCW, on the Survivor Series events, Royal Rumble matches, and so much more. Appreciate all the listeners.
Yep. As for me, you can find me mostly on the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed. I have this show, and I have Extreme Resurrection, where me and Steve Riddle, we are looking back on ECW on Sci-Fi from 2006 2010. We are right at the cusp of No Way Out 2008, where it will be CM Punk versus Chavo Guerrero for the ECW title, the return match. Chavo Guerrero defeated Punk 2 weeks earlier for the ECW title, and then we had a Gulf of Mexico street fight or Gulf of America street fight between CM Punk and Chavo Guerrero as a main event there. So you can catch all of that on Extreme Resurrection. And on the Place to Be Nation pop feed, I have a podcast called Pop Goes Degrassi, where me and John Kesselika, we are talking about Degrassi Next Generation. We are in season 2. We're finding out about new characters, Craig, Ellie, and Marco. They make their presence known. And Ashley, again, is all alone as her friends ditch her, too. So if you follow Degrassi, you can check that out. Pop Goes Degrassi on the Place to Be Nation pop feed. And I want to give a shout out also to the year-long stretch project, NoSo 95, that JT is starting to do, where the North-South Connection takes a look back at the year that was 1995, 30 years ago in 1995 as well. So you can catch all that new podcast, like just new episodes of the year that was 1995. I'll have a Nickelodeon retrospective there as well. As we have Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out to the ring. This was when I love Stone Cold as the heel here, especially in the back half of 01, where he was just destroying everybody. He destroyed Kurt Angle time from time, but Angle would win. But they like or hate the heel turn, I love this.
The heel turn's great. The song's kind of rough because they wanted to kill the pop, so he doesn't have his original song. He doesn't have Disturbed, which he had early in 01. He's just got like a generic, it's kind of like a sped up Halloween-ish version of his song. Yeah. But they obviously they get rid of the glass because they're trying to kill the face pops.
I still like that though too. Even if it was like a glass breaking, like it was like, yo, you knew Stone Cold was angry or paranoid angry too.
Yeah, that's not
Look at
fine. It's just that the other two were so iconic that it's like, hurts it a little bit.
Rob Van Dam's airbrush here. JT, we did the first confidential episode when you were doing I forget what was that podcast called?
Ryan and JT's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, and we were when we did the first confidential episode of WWE Confidential, they were talking to Rob Van Dam's airbrush guy.
He's right.
Yep. So now the Rob Van Dam and Stone Cold are working together here. Michael Cole was like, "Who's in the limo, Paul?" Like all night on SmackDown. It was so bad. And then, and on, if you had DirecTV, sorry, you were shit out of luck, because on the Raw and SmackDown before this as well, they were saying, "Oh, well, you can't order it with DirecTV." I think they got into like a huge fight with DirecTV during this time. Find another cable provider.
Oh yeah, it's just that simple.
It was like the most absurd thing was how many times they said this is not on DirecTV.
Well, it's just like, remember I told you I couldn't get UPN in my area unless I had 2 different satellite dishes with 2 different subscriptions. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We didn't get UPN until like 04.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, like I finally get to watch SmackDown when JBL was the champion.
Austin stomping a mud hole like he always does here. Oh well, yep. Austin, the alliance is broken here as there's no winner here. There's no team between Rob Van Dam and Stone Cold. Oh, a little low blow there, but Austin just flipping the bird to everybody here. Working on both guys here.
Thumb to the eye is the equalizer.
Ooh, ankle lock. Oh, but RVD. Ooh, RVD with that huge, nice drop kick there.
Do you think Angle had the best chemistry with Austin, or like would you go Rock? Like who is your top? Foley? He's got some good contenders. I mean, we'll leave Vince out of it because there's like supersedes everything. But like in ring, like who do you think was his best opponent, like chemistry wise?
I think it's Rock too. They matched each other, but Angle brought out the most aggression out of Austin when they fought against each other. I'll say that.
Brett too.
Yeah,
it's Brett for me.
I would say pre SummerSlam '97, Brett. Post SummerSlam '97, probably Angle.
Okay.
But I think Rock and Austin is more of the spectacle.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I think Angle did bring out the best of Austin's wrestling.
Rock and Austin got like, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, but you can't overlook Foley either. Like that's 2-match series.
I have to rewatch those if Foley could really keep up with Austin.
Yeah, I mean, over the edge, absolutely.
You think Austin versus Foley at SummerSlam '98 would have been better than Undertaker?
No, I think a match is fine. It's just the concussion kind of screws it up.
Gotcha. So let's go back to it. I said this in the beforehand, but if 9/11 did not happen, Stone Cold wins at Unforgiven 01. Could Rob Van Dam have beaten Austin here, just like Jericho did, and they do a quick switch around?
No, I think they were building no matter what to Jericho. Well, I don't know when they decided that, but originally I think it was Austin Rock at Mania was the plan. Is my guess for Unified. Then they decided to end the invasion. I would
So
assume
you couldn't
like
do
Jericho
two,
was-
you couldn't. So bottom line is you couldn't do 2 title switches on this night. It had to be Jericho's night here.
Yeah, if RVD wins, he's gonna run with it. You can't have him lose it right back.
Okay,
That's my thought anyway.
gotcha.
I think it would also take away from one of their title. Like somebody's not going to get as much of a shine because the other guy won the belt.
Right, which is why I think RVD shouldn't have been in this match, or he
Right.
should have been about to hit a big spot and Austin Steele's to win on Angle or something. Or maybe even hits the frog splash on Angle, and then Austin shoves him off and covers Angle.
Let me ask you this. It would it have been better if Rob Van Dam was in the match without the hardcore title? Because I remember thinking he's not going to win the big title. He's got the hardcore title.
Yeah, maybe.
At least add some intrigue to it, you know?
Right.
Because Rob Van Dam basically holds that title until Vengeance.
Yeah.
Even if he lost it was like only for like with Angle, it was only for 5 seconds, and then with Jeff Hardy, it was only 3 days. They built up the Spanish announce table back up a little bit, at least. Give him a stand. Oh, and nope, here they go.
That's gotta suck to sit there with no table, you know? You can't put your drink on anything.
Oh.
I mean, this match is great. Like, the pacing's great. It flows well. Again, I just wish they would have protected RVD more.
Crazy that Austin has this triple threat and then the triple threat from King of the Ring all on his wall in this year.
Which one's the better one out of the two? Austin and the Chris's, or Austin and Angle and RVD?
Man. That's tough. Looking ahead a little bit, JT, when we did the season for War, we both had We both had the King of the Ring triple threat just a tick higher than this one.
Yeah, that one could have been even better without the injuries. I mean, obviously Benoit blows his neck out toward the end, and Austin is already hurting and then gets wrecked by Booker, fucks up his hand and his back. That's the one thing you don't want. For as great as the in-ring is and everything else, like there are so many injuries from the style.
Yeah. The quad. Austin breaking his hand.
A million people get hurt.
Rikishi
So
got
neck
his
injuries, back injuries, just like so much of that. It's a brutal year.
Yeah.
That was a great exchange right there.
The double clothesline.
The reversal of the stunners into the double clothesline, like they both tried to hit it.
Oh, here we go.
This is gonna be good right here.
This is it, and
My God, who was he going for?
Who was he going for? Nope. And German. Oh, fold up accordion. 1, 2.
I love this stretch because it's still kind of ECW RVD.
Awesome.
It's like by 02, it's transitioned really kind of more to WWE style RVD.
Yeah. Because like was he still airbrushed in 02, or was it like more?
No, it's not even just that. It's just more his style.
Yeah.
And demeanor.
I think when he had to start with Triple H, he really kind of changed his style.
Yeah.
Yep, Angle slam. Oh, so everyone's getting their finishers in here. 1, 2. Also doing the no-look breakup. Oh, and there he goes. Kurt Angle, I think, still has like an injured tailbone from King of the Ring. It's still not fully healed. Yeah, that match took a lot out of Angle, the street fight.
Yeah, that was a great match.
Mm-hmm.
God. Those knife edge chops get me every time. I don't care who does them. They just they make me wince.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't know. I think like the table bounces and the chair shots.
Well, the nastiest one, SummerSlam, when he bangs his head off the post over and over.
Oh yeah. That's what opened him up.
Yeah.
Oh, pile driver attempts.
Here we go.
Oh, nope. Oh, and table don't break. The RVD, when Angle did the moonsault to RVD, that was like really mostly like one times that he landed it because he always misses. Oh, and there's RVD.
Holy shit.
That was awesome.
Because again, that hardcore Holly broken arm when he landed it. Oh, here comes Vince.
Here we go. Power walking.
This would have given even more of an out for RVD. Like Vince comes and protects her because he was kind of teasing that RVD was going to jump anyway. So you could have him be, tease that, kind of help RVD and then keep him on the floor. I don't know, something where he keeps him from losing.
Yeah. You think the fans were still buying Angle as a baby face for the WWF?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, he loses a little steam here, but but I also get the decision to go heel in December because they really don't have anyone once they turn Austin back. They don't really have like a top guy. I mean, Jericho, they're trying to build with Hunter coming back as a face, Austin as a face, and Rock as a face. It's like, you can see why they kind of brought the NWO in his heels because they're really lacking top heels. I know they turned Taker, but it takes a little bit to kind of get him back up again.
Oh, but Angle, belly to belly.
Yeah, I mean, this match holds up. It's a great match. I just haven't seen a compelling reason why Angle couldn't take another loss. And it would have given him like rationale even more to go jump to the Alliance to be like, I got screwed again.
I can't beat him, join him.
Right.
Just like guys did with the NWO.
Right. And if he gets pinned, it's even more so.
Yeah.
A bread breaker.
I always loved how Angle took the stunner.
He's laughing.
Yeah, he always sold it well.
Oh, here we go. The chair. Oh! 12 staples.
Golly.
12 staples is the amount of blood loss that Austin got from that one chair shot.
As if Austin wasn't fucked up enough this year. Really need that.
Rob Van Dam. Oh, 12 staples, man. And he showed the scar too. He said this is the scar's still there as well. 1, 2, because I read WWE Unscripted book, and he said that was the worst chair shot I ever got. Here's the scar from it. Angle. Yeah. And like Austin's not there tomorrow night either. Like he had to go to the hospital and just like rest up. Angle given like 4 German suplexes.
Yeah, this is a vicious attack on RVD.
Oh, here comes Shane. Now Shane starts being on, throws Kurt over.
Golly.
And right into the pogo. Oh, here goes it. Damn it. He straight up tackled him. Son of a bitch.
But again, this is where RVD could have rolled out, shoved Angle in the ring, and then Austin pins Angle as RVD's too beat down to get in.
That was a terrible stunner. 1, 2.
This pin just felt like an FU. Like it was just,
Yeah.
Oh, son of
we gotta put the pin in RVD. That's what it felt like.
I forgot that Stone Cold pinned RVD as well until you brought it back.
Yeah, don't let the ECW or WCW guys get ahead of anybody.
Yeah, it almost felt like, all right, we're gonna kill his momentum a bit.
Yeah.
The way even Austin does it, where he just picks him up and it's like, here we go. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, he's already dead anyway. Like, what was the point of you just had to do another move?
Stone Cold retains the WWF title. Oh, look at all that blood coming from that one chair shot too.
Yeah. If I could have done it, I wouldn't have had Angle win the title. I would have had RVD win the belt from Austin.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I just don't think you give it to RVD until you're ready for him to be champion. That's all. But then they never got there, so which sucks.
All righty. Well, gentlemen, I would like to thank you for joining me on this No Mercy watch. JT, thank you for mostly you because, I know that you have like a very big schedule a lot of time, but I want to thank you, Marcus, you and Marcus and Jeremy for putting time in. Jeremy, thank you for joining me. JT, thank you for fitting me into your schedule along with you, Marcus.
Yep. Anytime. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yep. That's going to do it from us here on the No Mercy watch along from JT, Marcus, and Jeremy Nichols. I'm James Gruenberg. We will see you next time. Be prepared as we, the nation, bring the invasion.